Today we're going to study parts of speech in English. As every language, in English the sentence consists of several parts. The parts in English are nouns, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, prepositions, verbs, and pronouns. So we'll review them each one by one, then we'll explain each one in detail. So, to start with, we start with noun. This part of speech refers to words that are used to name persons, things, animals, places, ideas, or events. Nouns are the simplest among the 8 parts of speech, which is why it is started with. So, for example, Tom Hanks is very versatile. So, Tom Hanks is a noun. It's the name of a famous actor, American actor. Versatile means diverse or doing several things. The word in italic, that's inclined, Tom Hanks, is a noun, refers to a name of a person. Dogs can be extremely cute, nice, gentle. Dogs is a noun, so it is in this example the word in italic is considered a noun because it names an animal, not the name of the animal. No, it's the name of a species of animal, group of animal. It's my birthday, so it's an event. It's a noun. Noun. Pronoun is a part of speech which functions as a replacement for noun. Some examples of them are I, it, he, she, mine, his, her, we, they, theirs, and ours. So, why do we use them? Sometimes we don't want to repeat the noun again and again and again. It becomes either boring or it's weak in the sentences. So, for example, Janice is a very stubborn child. Stubborn means can't be convinced easily. She has, instead of repeating Janice, she has just looked at me angrily when I told her to stop doing anything. Anyway, the largest slice is mine. We are number 1. The words in italic in the sentences above are the pronouns and the sentences. So, the adjective. This part of speech is used to describe a noun or a pronoun. A noun or a pronoun. Adjectives can specify the quality, the size, and the number of nouns or pronouns. For example, the carvings are intricate. Carvings mean something engraved on a stone or on a piece of wood. Intricate means very delicate, very accurate, very nice. So again, the word in italic describes the appearance of a noun, carvings. So the carvings are intricate. The carvings are big, small, nice, apparent, not apparent, and so on. I have 2 cats. 2, number. So it describes what I have. 2 cats. The word 2 is an adjective which describes the number of the noun cats. Wow! The donut is huge, very big. Donuts, kind of biscuits. Huge, small, delicious, and so on. Articles. So in English, articles are used in sentences as an adjective to modify a noun. The two types of articles are called definite and indefinite. The three indefinite articles include a, an, and some. The is the only definite article. So when it's said that it's definite or indefinite, it means the noun after them is definite or not, becomes definite or not. The tall man took the car to the shop. So this is a definite tall man, someone we know and we are talking about, not anonymous. The car, we know the car, which car it is. We know which shop. So the tall man took the car to the shop. All those nouns, tall man, the man is a noun, this is an adjective, so both of them are describing the man. The man, the car, the shop, all are definite. We know them. I gave my brother an umbrella. Any umbrella, not a specific umbrella. He found a book. He found a book to read. A book, any book. Maybe just to waste time or just to convince him of something, whatever. Do you want some milk? Some milk. So not specific milk. For example, milk with banana, milk with coffee, milk, so any milk, some milk, any type of milk. Now, verb. This is the most important part of a speech, for without a verb, a sentence would not exist. Simply, this is a word that shows an action, physical or mental, or state of being of the subject in a sentence. Examples. State of being verbs is, was, are, and were. As usual, the bird hunter missed his shot. Missed his shot. This is a verb. The word missed expresses the action of the subject, hunters. They are always prepared in emergencies. The verb are refers to the state of being of the pronoun they. State of them, which is the subject in the sentence. Now, adverb, just like adjectives, but adverb describes the verb. Describes adjectives and verbs, or another adverb. The different types of adverbs are adverb of manner, that refers to how something happens or how an action is done. Example, Annie danced gracefully. Annie danced gracefully. This is the verb and this is the adverb. Gracefully tells how Annie danced. Adverb of time. This is states when something happens or when it is done. Example, she came yesterday. She came yesterday. So it describes the verb came. When did she come? She came yesterday. Adverb of place. This tells something about where something happens or where something is done. Example, of course. Of course, I looked where the table was. Where the table was. So, where here describes where I looked, the place I looked in. The adverb where tells where I looked. Adverb of degree. This states the intensity or degree to which a specific thing happens or is done. The child is very talented, quite talented. The word in italic is an adverb that answers the question, to what degree is the child talented? Prepositions. This part of speech basically refers to words that specify location or location in time, or location in time. Example of preposition: above, below, throughout, outside, before, near, and since. Sample sentences: Michael is hiding under the bed, below the bed, under the bed. The preposition preposition in italic introduces the prepositional phrase under the bed and tells where Michael is hiding. During the game, while the game is going on, the audience never stop cheering for their team, cheering, supporting loudly. The italicized preposition introduces the prepositional phrase during the game and tells when the audience cheered. Conjunction. Conjunction is a part of speech which joins words, phrases, or clauses together. Words, we know about them. Phrases and clauses are parts of sentences. Sometimes phrases can be dependent, but clauses, no. It cannot be a sentence. Part of a sentence. So, example of conjunction: and, yet, but, for, nor, or, and so. There are others, of course, but these are some examples. This glass of juice is delicious and very nourishing. So we are joining two sentences. This glass of juice is delicious. The juice is delicious, and we can say point, full stop. The juice is very nourishing. Layla has to start all over again, for she didn't follow the professor's instructions. So, two sentences. Layla has to start all over again. She didn't follow professor's instructions. Jack always wanted to join the play, but he didn't yet. But he didn't have the guts, the courage to face the audience. Now, the words in italic and the sentences above are some examples of conjunctions. Interjections. This part of a speech refers to words which expresses emotions, since interjections are commonly used to convey strong emotions. They are usually followed by an exclamation mark. Emotions mean sadness, happiness, joy, surprise, and so on. So, ouch, that must have hurt. Hooray, we won. Hey, I said enough. The bold words attached to the main sentences above are some examples of interjections. This is exclamation mark. Now, as a summary, parts of speech: verb, action or state, to be, have, do, look like, and so on. Example: Google search is a search engine. I like Google. Now, noun, thing, means a thing, person, animal, idea, event, or place. And these are the examples, and this is sentence. Adjectives describes a noun. Articles, determiner, sometimes it's said, limits or determines a noun and to some money. I have 2 dogs and some rabbits. Adverb. Of course, sometimes articles are considered as adjectives too. Adverb describes a verb, adjective, or an adverb. Quickly, silently, well, and so on. Pronouns. Pronouns usually should be in plural. Replaces a noun. To avoid repetition. I, you, he, she, some, etc. Preposition: link a noun to another word, to, at, after, on, but, etc. Conjunction: joins clauses, sentences, or words, and, but, when, etc. Interjection: short exclamation sometimes inserted into a sentence. Not always, of course, not always in the beginning. And they are kind of marginal. That's which means we can omit them. The sentence stays as it is. For example, ouch, that hurts. I can't that hurts. I can't say that hurts without ouch. So hi, how are you? Without hi, I can't say how are you, and so on. Now, here's some examples. For example, verb stop. Noun and verb, John works. Noun, verb, and verb, auxiliary verb. This is called helping verb. John is working. Pronoun, verb, and noun. She loves animals. Noun, verb, noun, adverb. Tara speaks French well. Noun, verb, adjective, and noun. Tara speaks good French. The same meaning, but different configuration. She ran to the school quickly. She ran to the school quickly. She likes big dogs, but I hate them. So, several parts of speech. Now, here's a sentence that contains all parts of speech. Well, interjection. She and my pronoun, conjunction, determiner, adjective. She and my young brother walked to school slowly. Preposition. Okay. Now I hope this review is, of course, it's not enough, but at least we shed some light on the parts of speech, so we can now go and explain them one by one in detail. Sorry. We have some words with more than one job. Many words in English can have more than one job or more than one part of speech. It can come, depends on where it is in a sentence. It can have a different meaning or different job. For example, work can be a verb and a noun, but can be conjunction and a preposition. Well can be an adjective and adverb and an interjection. In addition, many nouns can act as adjectives. To analyze the part of speech, ask yourself, what job is this word doing in this sentence? So when a word comes, so is it a verb or is it a noun? What's its job in the sentence? In the following table, one can see a few examples. Of course, there are nor even for some of the words in the table. Now, work, noun and verb. My work is easy. I work in London, so this is a verb, this is a noun, and it's quite clear from the meaning of the sentence. But conjunction, preposition. John came, but Mary didn't come. So, joining two phrases or two sentences, we can say Johnny came, then Mary didn't came. So two sentences, but joining them. While in case of preposition, everyone came but Mary. Well, adjective, adverb, and interjection. Are you well? Your status. Are you well? Your status. Here she speaks well. So the status of the verb of the operation of speaking. Well, That's expensive. Here it's uh, as long as it is followed by exclamation mark, then it is interjection. That's expensive. Afternoon, noun, and noun acting as adjective. We ate in the afternoon. Afternoon, parts of the day. While we had afternoon tea. Afternoon tea. So it's adjective describing the tea. Afternoon tea, morning tea, and so on. This is a film you can watch later. There are different types of nouns. We now can examine the noun and explain in detail. There are different types of nouns, namely proper. Proper nouns always start with a capital letter and refers to specific names of person, places, or things. Of course, all those, uh, all these uh, types of nouns are nouns, and they are the same in in, in their uh, job in these sentences. But it's just classification. That's all to know what type of noun we are looking at or we are using or are speaking about. So proper nouns refers to specific names of person, places, or things. Volkswagen Beetle. We know this is a noun. This is the name of a car, a mark of a car. Zaccaroni's pizza. Pizza. It's a type of pizza. I don't know what type, but it's a pizza, certain kind of pizza. Game of Thrones. I think this is a game. Game of Thrones or a film. I don't know, but it's the name. Common nouns are the opposite of proper nouns. These are just generic names of person, things, or places. That's not something specific. Car, not a Volkswagen, any type of car. Pizza, pizza parlor, the type of pizza, but any kind of pizza. TV series, any type of any kind of TV series, any TV series. They are all nouns. These also are nouns, but we know specific nouns, not specific nouns. This kind refers to nouns which you can perceive through your five senses, that you can sense it, you can feel it. Example, food, you can taste it. Sand, you can touch it. Board, you can see it. Odor, you can smell it. So this is concrete, called concrete nouns. Abstract, unlike concrete nouns, they are cannot be perceived through five sentences. Happiness, we can be happy, but we can't touch it, we can smell it, we can see it. Maybe we can see we can see someone is happy, but we can't see happiness itself. Greediness, bravery, the same as happiness. Someone can be greedy, someone can be brave, but we can see the bravery in him or the greediness in him as a noun. We can see it's what he's doing that give the impression that he's greedy or greediness is in him or in her, whatever. Count. It refers to anything that is countable and has a singular and plural form. Kitten, video, ball. We can say kittens, videos, and balls. So singular, plural. They are count, or sometimes called countable nouns. Mass, uncountable nouns. This is the opposite of countable nouns or count nouns. Mass nouns are also called non-countable nouns. and they need to have counters to a quantity to quantify them. What is meant by counter? Something that specify this mass. How much is this mass? For example, kilo, cup, and meter. Uh, a kilo of sugar, for example, cup of milk, and so on. A meter of cloth. Of course, sorry. There is a difference between cloth and clothes. Clothes is something, things that are worn by persons, so like trousers, jacket, and so on. But a cloth, piece of cloth, it is the material that clothes are made from them. So we should uh, not get confused. A meter of cloth, but we can't go say a meter of clothes. Example of mass nouns: rice, flour, sugar. Now counters: kilo of sugar, spoon of flour, liter of milk. Of course, there is some a note here. Liter. Sometimes you see liter RE, sometimes ER. There's a difference between the American and English version of liter. Collective refers to a group of persons, animals, or things, but they come in singular form without S. For example, faculty, college. Group of teacher means group of teachers. Class. You are a class. You are a class of You are a class in the mechanical department, in the applied mechanical department, applied mechanics. You are a class, several people, many people, but the class is single. Group of students. The class in itself, as a noun, it's single, but it means a group of students, for example, pride, group of lions, and so on, army, people, so on, team, team of football. Noun. What is noun? Everything you see is not a noun. Desk, computer, phone, car, man, boy, girl, and so on. Nouns are therefore objects and things, but they can also be non-physical things like idea. For examples, things: chair, water, and table. People: Mark, John, pilot, driver. Jane, pilot, and driver. Those first two are names. The seconds are generic nouns. Animal examples: dog, cat. Places: London, kitchen, country. And feelings like love, hate, jealousy, information, as we saw before, happiness, greediness, and so on. Countable and uncountable nouns. In grammar, we divide nouns into two categories or types: countable nouns, uncountable nouns. Countable nouns is a separate object. It is separate unit. A separate unit. We can clearly count the number of units of a countable nouns. Example, book. We can't count book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books, and so on. Countable noun has a singular form when there is one unit. We can see one unit of something, so we can see one book, we can see one student, we can see one computer set, we can see one car. So all are countables. It has plural, that means a form of plural, than more than one unity. I have 2 books. I have 2 friends. I have 3 dogs. I have 4, for example, uh, for what? For computers, whatever. 5 pens, and so on. We can count countable nouns because it's clear to see they are separate units. In the singular form, we can use the indefinite article a and example. I am reading a book. So use a and an before single thing. A friend, uh, a cat, and so on. But when we use an, usually before a noun that start with uh, vowel letters O, E, I, O, U, I, E. Examples of countable nouns: cat, lemon, disc, bus, sandwich, radio, and many more. Those are all can be can be preceded by a cat, a lemon, a desk, a bus. Lemon is not the juice. Lemon is the lemon. Uh, is a fruit. Lemon, a fruit. An uncountable noun is not a separate object or unit. We cannot count uncountable nouns. We can't see pieces of units of sugar, for example, although it's of grains of sugar, but not the sugar itself is a whole grains. So we can say a grain, sugar, one sugar, two sugar, three sugar, and so on. It's a solid mass or liquid without clear boundaries. An example: water. No water, one water, two water. There is only water. An amount of water, a mass of water. We cannot count water. We don't say I have 3 waters. We can't say even. It's meaningless. It doesn't make sense. Water is a liquid and is just one big amount altogether. So we say liter of water, cup of water, tank of water, and so on. Uncountable nouns only have a singular form. Example: I have some water. There is no plural form for uncountable nouns. I have some waters. Wrong. Some water. We cannot use indefinite articles a and with the uncountable nouns. I have a water. No, because a comes for a singular noun for a single unit. So as we don't have single unit, so we can't use a or an. Wrong. Uncountable nouns are therefore names of materials, gases, liquids, concepts, collections, mass, objects without boundaries. I think it is understandable. Maybe I am a little quick in my explanation, but I see it quite easy. I think it's very easy, and you are familiar with them. I think so. So if I am not giving them their what they deserve of time or of explanation, please forgive me and at least give me a notice, a hint, and I'll repeat in different way. Now, sugar, butter, oxygen, rice, pasta, salt, bread, milk, water, and so on. All are uncountable nouns. Can't be uh, put in plural. The spaghetti is very nice, correct? Spaghetti is in singular form. The verb is third person singular of the verb be. Is also the singular form to agree with the subject. Although spaghetti is several pieces, several sticks, for example, of spaghetti, we can't say spaghetti are very or spaghettis are very nice. No, spaghetti is an amount of spaghetti, so it is a single. The spaghettis are very nice. Wrong. Can I have some spaghetti? Correct. He served me some spaghetti. Correct. Spaghetti is singular. Using an accountable unit with an uncountable noun. Sometimes you can use uncountable units with an uncountable unit. 3 cups of water. So countable units, 3 cups countable with water. So we can put the countable unit in its plural form to express an amount of the uncountable nouns. Water is liquid. We cannot count water. We can't say, do you want some water? But we can use countable unit, glass. So we can use, do you want a glass? 2 glasses? Do you want 3 glasses of water? And so on. Put 3 glasses of water in the teapot. Only countable nouns have a plural form. Uncountable nouns, example, milk, flour, water, do not have a plural form. Singular form of uncountable noun is used to describe one unit of it. The plural form is used when there is more than one unit. A regular noun. For example, with a regular noun, there are several rules for how to form plural depending on the ending of the noun and the singular. This is a little tricky, I think there is no one rule that apply to all of them. So each group of words uh, have a rule depending on the ending of the noun. Let's see. We add s to the end of the singular noun. I have 1 car. I have 3 cars. This is the easiest one. Coat, coats, dog, dogs, house, houses. Now, if it ends with a word ends with X, so we can't say boxes directly put X about put S. No, we should separate the X from the S of the plural. So we say boxes, bus, buses, buzz, buzzes, dish, dishes. So when a noun ends with ch, sh, s, x, or z, we add es. All those should be memorized because we need to know how to make plurals of singular.